And we back. Welcome back to the Xevi Had a Problem podcast. Are you eating? Bro, it's coming in the camera.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Well, anyway, we back. This is my producer slash co-host, Menda.
Hey, y'all.
She also happens to be my sister. That's why she can get away with eating snacks, while we trying to work all that.
Damn, you gonna beat my ass? Like,
what you mean, bro? You eating snacks while we trying to start the podcast? The folk trying to hear the stories and all that.
God forbid I'm starving.
Anywho, yeah. So let's rock out. We back, man. We back. But I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for all the condolences that you guys hit us with. We'll get a little more into that towards the end of the video, but I do want to start off by saying thank you. Now, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Shameless plug doesn't feel right after saying that, so we're just gonna skip that. It's a rough start, but let's just keep it on.
Shout out to our therapist.
This is how we feeling. Yeah, this is how we feeling. So we gonna bumble along, man. We just gonna bumble along. I feel like it's a metaphor for life and all that. But
yeah, bear with us, guys.
we just gonna keep going like this. All right, but what I want to talk about today is Epstein and Diddy. But I also want to talk about a couple more things. I don't want to keep this whole thing down to like a Epstein, Diddy podcast and all that, bro. I'm tired of those folks. I'm tired of them, but I feel like it's something that we do need to discuss anyway for the state of the world. You know what I'm saying? But what I mainly want to talk about when it comes to Epstein and Diddy is people. Is you and I, is how the general public feels about it. I don't want this whole thing to harp on Epstein, Diddy, Donald Trump, all that. Let's talk about how people feel, okay? And for the most part, I think it's generally the same around the world. I think it's a feeling of the rich got away with it again. Oh Lord, they got away with it again.
Yeah, it's getting old.
It's getting old, but I feel like like the Epstein and Diddy thing, I feel like those are so blatant. They're like such blatant examples of you have money and you can get away with crimes that, it really shook people. Okay. And let me get a little deeper into what I mean. And we'll start with Epstein. And when I say the Epstein thing, what I mean is Donald Trump's administration allegedly covering up who was involved with Epstein. Now, to put it in brief, Jeffrey Epstein committed heinous crimes on an island. He had cameras on those islands. He had rich and powerful
Okay. I know it's been a while.
He had rich and powerful folks join him on that island to commit those terrible crimes. Donald Trump and his administration said, we will expose all of those rich and powerful folks. We are going to bring them to light. And then when the light shone, it shone nothing. That's a good metaphor. That's a good. When the light shone, it was darkness. Regardless, nothing was shown. The Epstein files were apparently empty, apparently blank, saying, yo, we ain't find nothing. That's what Donald Trump and his administration said. And folks was shocked. They said, wait a second, you was hyping this whole thing up. Y'all was talking about y'all got the evidence. Y'all got the evidence that y'all are ready to show. And then turns out there's nothing. What's going on?
And keep in mind that there's been a lot of photos of Trump with Epstein. A lot of powerful people. Bill Gates, the guy,
Stephen Hawking.
So very, very powerful people.
Yeah. Was Stephen Hawking all that powerful?
Okay, let's say very powerful,
influential,
and very well-known, influential people.
Yeah. Like Bill Clinton apparently is like a big one that folks are trying to like cover up and like all that. But regardless of who was there, who wasn't there, fact of the matter is somebody was there. You know what I'm saying? He had apparently thousands of victims on that island, and now they're trying to say it was all him. It was all him. Thousands of victims. Jeffrey Epstein, exactly. Thousands of cameras, thousands of victims. He was just bringing those thousands of victims to his island so he can film himself. Everybody else was a bystander. Every other powerful person that went to that island was just going for business advice, went back. So folks said, okay, so can you just show us who the powerful people are? The response was, Trump's administration's response was, well, we're just not going to say anything. We're not going to tell you who they were, because if we did, then you might create conspiracies. They basically said this like word for word. They said, y'all might create conspiracy theories. This was like an FBI document, DOJ document. So to protect, the victims of this situation, we're just going to let you guys know that it was Epstein.
So who are the victims? Rich?
This is the question. This is the real question, right? So it asks, like, who do you mean by victims? What do you mean by victims? You know what I'm saying? Folks is like, no, just tell us. Just tell us, But they're like, okay, we don't have a list of people. We don't know. We just don't know. Drop it. They're like, just drop the situation. Just drop it. And people are not dropping it, especially Donald Trump's base.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And, the thing is, I feel like Donald Trump and his administration have just never read a book in their lives, respectfully. Because, seriously. Even
the Bible.
No, I'm
to keep yapping about.
Nothing. Because, bro, all you got to do is just look a little bit back. This is why you got to pay attention in your history classes, kids. You gotta know the basics. Okay, Donald Trump's base is the Republican Party has a history of being very, very distrustful of the government. He knew that. Okay, and that's why he came out in the first place, Donald Trump, saying, if y'all elect me, I am going to release these Epstein files. They're trying to hide it from you. I'm not a government person. I'm Donald Trump. Y'all know me. I'm finna release these files for you. He was pushing on that very, very hard.
Yeah, corruption, clearing the swamp.
All that, right? So people are looking at him like he's the everyman. He's the everyday man. So people are really excited. And then, of course, he turns around and says, I'm not showing y'all nothing. But what was my point?
I know you're not asking me. You're gonna look to the right.
Let's see.
Okay, what you're trying to say is,
okay.
Trump, he has never held a piece of office. He don't even know what that is.
Okay.
And so he was coming in as somebody who's supposed to be unbiased, like can't be bought by the government. He's not corrupt.
Exactly.
And he's not like a lobbyist or anything like that. Right. So he can go in unbiased and like clear out all the corruption.
Yeah, and I think folks that were not a part of his base just kind of like already knew that Donald Trump be wildin', right? But his base was saying, no, all of y'all are wrong. Donald Trump is doing it for us. He ain't corrupt like these other politicians and all that. Granted, politicians are generally corrupt.
Let's be serious.
Yeah, let's be for real. And if that's not what you think, then grow up.
Please, and fast. Fast. You don't got much time.
But respectfully. Yeah, so, his base is sitting there, shocked and confused. And a lot of people actually genuinely seem really, really, really hurt. Because they really had faith that Donald Trump was going to be different, that's what we were saying. The Republican Party, like his base, is generally very distrustful of the government. Yeah. So the fact that that distrust gets proven from somebody that had so much faith in is just seems heart-wrenching.
Like a betrayal.
Yeah, and Republican Party generally, or not, I don't want to even say Republican Party, I want to say more specifically Donald Trump's base, generally.
Conservatives?
Well.
Oh, yeah, actually, no, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I think it's like more like, let's just MAGA, right, folks?
Yeah.
They're, generally more conspiracy theory oriented, right? QAnon, like, they taking the kids and all that. And then that gets proven true with the rich and powerful actually, you know what I'm saying, wilding and like doing stuff on an island. That shocked the world. That shocked me too when I heard the Jeffrey Epstein things too. Because part of you was thinking rich and powerful people, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, going on an island, doing heinous crimes. Part of you thinking, how reasonable does that sound? hey, let's give a shout out to the MAGA base. They were saying that for years. They were saying, y'all got to watch out for these rich and powerful folks. Lo and behold, what they were saying was absolutely true. And one of their heroes is now linked to committing those heinous crimes. Now, all that being said,
that's crazy. I think what's also interesting is that like we've had evidence for a while, like here and there, that this is true.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Part like in the back of your mind, you think it can't be, or maybe we just don't want it to be. You know?
Yeah. And news cycles were so quick to just recycle that news. Even that one story where those kids were. A whole bunch of kids were found on a plane.
Was it like
against their will?
Just in general, like, or was it linked to Jeffrey Epstein? Like,
it wasn't linked to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, it was like kids just against it. Okay.
Yeah, and that plane was owned by like a very powerful person, and everyone was like, "Huh?" But then the news cycled it so quickly because it's like these are not powerful names that we know. But I think with the Epstein case specifically, the reason why it couldn't be cycled away was because these were names that we knew. Like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, like we know these people. So we're not letting that go.
Yeah, no. And going back a little bit, I remember the overarching point, man. Check this out. Watch this. It was Donald Trump and his administration must have never read no books in their life.
Well, we know that.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, you gotta know.
Did you say his Donald Trump administration or his base? Never read a book.
No, his administration. Because they have to know their base like a little bit, like a lot more than that. Like they know enough. I think they got like overconfident.
Yeah.
But you gotta know how far you can push people. Look, this is something their base is to their core.
Yeah.
Like this is everything to that base. You know, you are going to rip their hearts out if you tell them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you tell them like, y'all are just imagining it, there is no conspiracy, believe in Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. It's not going to work all the time, Donald. It's not going to work all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like this is something he absolutely should have known. I feel like any other politician probably would have got away with this because they've at least read a children's book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like they would have got away with it because they would have been able to trick their way. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least be a little better with your lies. And I feel like his arrogance just clouds, you know, his ability to think, you know?
Yeah, this was their hamartia.
What? Like, what? What's that? Who?
Settle down, and I'll tell you.
Oh, man. I ain't say I hadn't read no books, but I'm not in politics.
All right, so in Greek mythology, basically, it's the one mistake that a character makes that changes the trajectory of the story, basically. And this is crazy. Yeah, this is their mistake because they're so used to being able to feed lies to like the idiocy of whoever believes them that they thought, okay, we can get away with this too, because they've gotten away with less. They've gotten away with less.
Yes, they've gotten away with less. They've gotten away with a lot. That's facts, right?
So they got very comfortable, and the hubris will be their downfall.
Yeah, and this seems to be it because like they overstepped like a certain boundary that they absolutely couldn't. It's like I also want to bring in like the Israel-Palestine thing. They were at least a little bit clever enough to know how much they can push and pull when it comes to Israel-Palestine, because you seen when he struck Palestine. Oh, I almost said strike.
He struck.
Excuse me.
And you also said Palestine. He struck Iran. He struck Iran.
Iran. So he at least knew when to pull back after he made a mistake. You know, him striking Iran and everyone across party lines, including his base, saying, Donald, we don't want this. This is ridiculous. Anybody who was at least has read a book up to the 3rd grade, again, would not have done that in his position because they would know that that's something people are absolutely not going to be with. But his arrogance again said, they're going to be with it because I say so. He did it, and it absolutely did not work. His base said, Donald, no. What are you doing, bro? We don't have food to eat, this and that. What are you doing? Donald pulled back real quick. He said, oh, you know what? That's my fault. I brokered peace. Now, he retracted that real quick. At least
that peace thing is so funny.
Ridiculous.
Because they just started fighting again literally the next day.
Yeah, because there was no peace. He was just lying. And, you know, he can get away with those lies. He can get away with those types of lies. It's not extremely beast. Oh, Lord.
You need a break?
All right, let's keep going. It's not extremely deep to his base, but yeah, this situation again with Jeffrey Epstein is extremely deep to his base, and his arrogance took over again. He thought they're just gonna listen to me. It don't matter what I say. It don't matter what I do. They're just gonna listen to me anyway. Well, and it didn't work. Go ahead, please.
Oh, because I don't want to get too off topic, but I do think it's interesting just how much hubris that Don has, because he's clearly trying to like be in the history books. He will, just not for the right reasons. Yeah. But even the way he words things, like that whole striking Israel, all that type of stuff, he was calling it, oh, this is the 12-day war. Nobody's calling it that. Like, calm down.
Like he want to be known so bad.
Yes, he really. I think that's why he does these things, like make all these big moves. Cause he's like, oh, like he wants us to build a giant statue of him. Yeah. You see them pictures that they be putting on the Instagram of like him on Superman, like.
You know the crazy part, bro. I feel like when it comes to Don, he's not even like being bad, right? Like he's not even being evil, right? Let me explain. Like, you remember that dude with the mustache in Germany a while back in like the 40s, 1940s? The one I can't name.
I remember.
You remember him? Yeah, that dude is doing similar things to Donald Trump. Like, guaranteed. Listen to what I'm saying. Donald Trump and him have very, very, very similar ways of moving, as many historical figures have had in the past. As many have had. When it comes to making people fall in love with them, making people unite amongst a common enemy, right? In that dude with the mustache's case, it was Jewish people, right? Everyone, these are the people. This is why you're poor, right? Germany lost that World War I. The rest of the world, including the United States, stripped them of everything, basically, the spoils of war. German people were very broke. And, you know, he turns it around with, the reason why y'all are broke isn't because y'all lost a war. No, the reason is because of those Jewish people. You see, they got money. That's your money. They rallied around that common cause. What's Donald Trump talking about? Hey, people, Mexican people, immigrants. Yeah, those people. That's why you're broke. You're not broke because the government's taking your money. Absolutely not. You're broke because of those people. So now we have to take those people and bring them to a camp where they're going to be isolated, and maybe eventually we'll ship them off. Oh, man, the similarities. But, you know, again, it's not only those two folks, it's folks in history. Now, that dude with the mustache, why I'm bringing this up before we get way off topic, he was evil. But his evil almost took over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like one country versus the entire world. And his evil almost took over the world. Donald's evil, terrible planning is absolutely running a powerful nation into a brick wall.
I feel like this is only gonna be interesting to people who like history like us, but let me add to that Trump is not the mustache guy. He's Mussolini.
They're all the same. They're all the same.
No, they're not. I have to show you this documentary. It was so good. Like, yeah. Mussolini, mustache guy thought Mussolini was a complete fool. Mussolini realized how much he was behind the mustache guy. Like, he thought he was doing all this popping stuff the same way Trump is.
Oh, for those of you that don't know who Mussolini is, he was a dictator in Italy around the same time.
They created fascism. So,
oh, really? Mussolini and him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, at least from the research I was doing. So basically from his scale, like all the imagery, even the, that salutes, all that was from this one Italian movie that came out. Wow. And so he's thinking he's doing big stuff. Like the way he took over that country was actually pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. And he found out that...
Was he also preying on like people's like fears and like all that?
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, he just turned into just a pure dictatorship. And so Mussolini went over to Germany, mustache guy, to see like what's going on, what's cooking out here. And the scale he saw, like the order, the militarism, how people were just marching. He was like, wait a goddamn minute, I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
So he went out to his country over there, starting wars that were completely unnecessary, and basically ran his whole regime to the ground.
Yeah, that guy was an idiot.
Yeah, so he was trying to do what Mustache Guy was doing, but he was doing it badly.
Okay.
And so that's why I feel like he is Trump.
Yeah, okay, and I can definitely see what you mean by that now. Yeah, absolutely. But let's just be clear, like, they're all evil. They're actually all evil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is only interesting to people who just like history. Yeah. Hopefully I said a lot of that correctly.
Yeah. There's a difference between stupid evil and evil that knows a little bit of something, right?
Yeah,
that's the word. Yeah, let's kind of be glad we got the stupid evil, because we would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, girl, what are we talking about?
I don't know why you keep asking me. Like, audience, hello? Like, I don't know.
Man, let's let it ride. As the folks as the gambling folks say, let it ride. What they be playing, poker?
Is that what they say?
Is that they play a certain game and say, let it ride. Let the chips ride.
Craps?
Craps? What are you, from the trap? God, we're talking about professionals here. Like poker and craps. Oh, my sister's from Zone 6 and all that.
I don't even know what that means,
Word.
Honestly.
Anyway.
But if anyone is interested in what I was talking about, Mussolini.
Mm-hmm. Who's Mussolini? You said Mussolini?
So like I was saying, if anyone's interested, go to this YouTube channel. It's called Ordinary Things. He has an entire
I know that guy. He's good.
Yes, he has a whole documentary about that. That's where I learned all this. But it's really interesting.
Okay, cool. Let's get back to the topic at hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second.
What is the topic at hand?
Exactly, and think about the topic.
All right. Well, I know we went on a tangent about his hubris and how he was trying to get away with what he normally gets away with his fan base. Yeah, and that they didn't understand that their base is naturally distrustful of the government. Yeah, and they're doing stuff that's the complete opposite of that, basically.
To this extent, they knew that's why they exploited that and came out and said, we're gonna, show these Epstein files to the world, but they underestimated how much they were distrustful of the government. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're saying they basically weighed the options of how distrustful they were the government, how much do they love and trust Trump. They thought loving and trusting Trump would be over that. Didn't work out. So yeah, this was his homuncule from Greece. What was the word?
Wow. Hamartia?
Hamartia. This was
I thought you were talking about homunculi from...
That's Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, that's probably where my brain was going. Yeah, this was his All
right. Let's just move past that. We're talking about they can't read past the 3rd grade level. Bro,
At least I'm probably at the 4th grade. Anywho. But it's kind of funny? You know what? Let me not get too sidetracked. Actually, let's get back to the topic.
What were you going to say?
You see? You said what were you going to say? So I'm going to get sidetracked.
I'm curious.
Okay, I was going to say... All right, let's get a little more sidetracked. All right, I was going to say, it's kind of funny that when me and my sister talk, sometimes we'd be like, boy, if I was evil, I would run a cult.
Oh. Bro, that's the easiest way to make money. Or start a religion.
Start a religion, yeah. Because I say cult because that's basically what Donald Trump's core base is. It's got all the fixtures of a cult.
Yeah.
And he's basically making money off of his cult. So, boy,
selling them Bibles.
If I just went down the wrong path, boy, I would run it. I will run it up. Man, Donnie basically just running a Scientology cult. Ooh, Lord, that's where you make the big bucks. Hey, kids, don't take that advice though. Go to school and work hard.
You also got to be a certain type of egomaniac to be able to do that.
I feel exactly. If that's what you want to do, kids, if that's what you want to do, and that's your life goal and all that,
circle back. You got lost somewhere.
Yeah, maybe circle back. You got lost somewhere, man. Because I feel you got to have a certain mindset to even be willing to trick people to that nature. But anyway, Epstein files, right? Lord.
Yes.
So I feel a lot of people's trust really went out the window Because there's no solution Trump's administration gave at the end of the day. It was just believe what we say and shut up. That shocked me, honestly. Like, his hubris really did shock me. And he shocks me all the time, personally, with how far he takes things. But he gets away with it. So I'm like, damn, maybe he knew something I didn't know. Like, he gets away with it. But this time, I was like, no way he's going to get away with this one. No way. He doesn't get away with it. I said, okay, he's going to circle back and say, all the fixtures, blame the Democrats, and also, my bad, y'all. Like, I'll release the actual files and then lie or something. But he said, shut up. We moving on, everybody. You with me or against me? Boy, I was baffled, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I was shocked. I also saw like a poll somewhere that said 17% of people think that he handled the Epstein thing well. And, whether you believe there was people with Jeffrey Epstein on that island, whether you don't believe it, saying Donald Trump handled this situation well, you are on a different plane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're like on a different scope, because I think anybody can agree this situation was not handled well. Okay. So I think by those numbers, I think his base numbers were at 35%. Like, he had like 35% of American people that were just die hard, do whatever Donald Trump says. So I think this 17% number that still says he handled it well. 17%, you said? 17%. Wow. Yeah, so I think that 17% can like show us that like maybe half of his base kind of just took a step back. You know what I'm saying? Well,
yeah, because they can't blame on anybody. Like, literally, the Republicans, they recently, blame, they just blocked a vote recently to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Like the full files.
Yeah, so the Republicans actively blocked it from being released. So you can't blame it on anybody.
Yeah, and Donald Trump has scared those folks into submission. Donald Trump has scared the Republican Party into absolute submission. And hey, look, say we could talk about his third grade level and all that, but he learned something. He learned how to be a bully, and he learned how to do it well. He did learn how to leverage people's fears. People in the Republican Party are scared that they won't be voted into office if they go against him. But mark my words, if the tide starts turning, you are about to see folks jump ship in the Republican Party. They're going to leap with their constituents. Their constituents are the people that vote them in. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump don't vote them in. He just has power over their constituents. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So since he basically controls the people that vote for Republicans, they just have to do whatever he says. Or he's going to say, don't vote for that person. He's quite literally done this in the past. Yeah. His big, beautiful bill, he had like 2 Republicans say, this is obviously scamming the American people. I just can't co-sign on it. I just can't do it. He said, those crooked, he called them out by name. One of those people, man, look, hey, ain't this your job? Look up the names. Look.
I was listening to you.
Yeah. Facts. I forgot that was your job too. I thought we was just chatting it up. Look up who I'm talking about. There was one guy who said, you know what? I'm not running for office anymore. Like, this whole thing is like too corrupt, too crooked. I'm not running for office anymore. It was a Republican dude from
Senator Thomas Tillis, one of the 3 Republicans in the Senate who voted against Trump's big beautiful bill. He announced he's not seeking re-election in 2026, stating the rising political polarization and the need to spend more time with family as the reason for this being his final term.
So but Donald Trump had recently called him out by name, saying these crooked people not trying to vote me in, they just hating and all that. So regardless, point being, he bullied the Republican Party into submission, and this might be their way out. But part of me feels like the Republican Party absolutely had to say no to releasing those files, because we said prominent figures went to that island, right? So let's say, for instance, if Donald Trump was one of those people on that island committing these heinous crimes, then that would destroy the Republican Party, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I think I saw somewhere secretly that the Democratic Party does not want these files released either, because Bill Clinton is like Democrat poster boy. So if Donald Trump was on, if Bill Clinton was on that island as well, then it would look bad for the Democratic Party too. It would absolutely crush people's faith in government. Presidents doing these heinous crimes. Democrat, Republican, don't matter. Presidents committing these heinous crimes. So I think it's in both their best interest. They knew, the Democratic Party absolutely knew, saying release the files was going to get rejected.
Yeah.
They absolutely knew it was. I feel like with the Democratic Party as well, it's just like all for show. Like,
yeah, they seem like the saviors, but they're just calling their bluff.
Yeah, exactly. Because like if they were really the saviors, then Joe Biden, who was a Democrat, would have released those files, right? No biggie. But I think all politicians, Democrat and Republican, have a vested interest in those files being suppressed. The American people, however, do not. So I'd be thinking like, this isn't like a Democrat Republican type thing. This isn't a Donald Trump's base, non-Donald Trump's base type thing. This is literally just rich people versus poor people. You know what I'm saying? And when
Once again,
yeah. And when I say poor, I mean 99% of the population.
If you're not a part of the 1%.
Yeah, if you're not a part of the 1%. That's what I mean by poor, Anyway, touching on Diddy a little bit. I feel like Diddy being found not guilty trounced people's belief in... Am I using the word trounce right? Look that up.
Trounce. I've never even heard of it.
Trounce, yeah, trounce. Look it up. Trounce. They trounced them. Diddy not being...
I just don't know why you know that word, but yeah.
I know words.
Trounce.
Yeah.
Defeat heavily in a contest. Rebuke, punish severely.
What?
Some shows were trounced by critics. The Knicks trounced the Rockets on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, examples are good. Okay, so like they defeated them. Okay, so yeah, so Diddy not being trounced. Is that what I said? That's what I said, right?
I don't remember.
Oh God, what's wrong?
It's the ADHD. We both have ADHD.
Okay, so Diddy not being trounced by what?
I feel like you want to use that word so bad, but like
I used it right. Like, what did I say? I said Diddy trouncing.
I think you had said Diddy trounced somebody.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said, but Diddy being found not guilty, trounced. Oh, this is where I used it. Trounced people's belief in law. So they trounced the Rocket. Oh, I don't think I'm using that right.
All that for nothing.
Defeated people.
That's crazy.
You said all that for nothing? You wild. We're going to keep going. Diddy's defeat of the justice system trounced people's belief in that justice system. And, he did it in a way that was basically something I like to kind of call a loophole in law, which is reasonable doubt. Now, it was there. It's there for good reason, but really, really, really good lawyers know how to manipulate that word reasonable doubt. They like to put, fear in people's heart that they're going to put someone in jail forever. Like if you have a doubt, they take that word reasonable out for you. Like really good lawyers will make you even have a slight doubt to if the criminal did what they did, and then make you fearful again of putting them in jail. So you just say not guilty. And a specific example I want to highlight from Diddy's case is his lawyers coming out. This is why they get paid the big bucks. His lawyers coming out and saying, why didn't you just bring charges of domestic violence against Diddy? You have the video of Diddy putting his hands on somebody. Why didn't you just do that? It seems like you guys have some sort of ulterior motive. Prosecution obviously didn't bring up charges of domestic violence because that would maybe get Diddy probation, maybe put him in jail for like a few months. And they wanted Diddy to go to jail for a long time. So they figured, okay, we're just going to go for like the big charges. Now, again, Diddy's lawyers put some doubt into people's heads in general. They're saying, I feel like that prosecution over there just wants Diddy to go to jail for a long time just because he's got money, he's black. Diddy obviously, his own lawyer is basically saying Diddy obviously committed domestic violence. Look at this guy. But those aren't the charges. So what are you guys going to do, jury? I feel like that was a genius strategy his lawyers put out. So I am assuming this is what made the jury think they were hard charges or harsh charges, because they had questions for the judge at one point while they were deliberating the jury. They said, hey, some of us think basically Diddy did it, but did Diddy do this under a criminal organization, or did he do this by himself? Isn't the charge him having a criminal organization to commit these crimes basically a little harsh? You know what I'm saying? They start questioning the prosecution's charges for real. They're like, why would they say, do they want him to go to jail for a really long time? That's why they said that. Why didn't you guys just bring up charges of domestic violence? Why didn't you guys just bring up charges against Diddy by himself? Why would you guys bring up a whole criminal organization charge against him? This is giving people doubts. Man, does that make sense what I said?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
I think that also combined with
a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Diddy's lawyers spin just being charging someone for being a quote unquote freak. That's
exactly.
Those types of
doubts. And you see a lot of people saying that online. Hey, just because he was wilding, he was a freak outside and this and that. Yeah, that's not cool, but you guys are going to charge him for that? That is absolutely not what the case was about.
It's not.
But they sowed that seed really well.
It's just ignorance.
It's to the jury as well. So that's why lawyers get paid. How much does lawyers get paid? It was $100,000 a day or something like that. Ooh. And that's why I say if you have money, you can absolutely get away with a lot of things. Not specifically that Diddy paid off people in the jury. That's what people believe. I don't know if that happened. I just don't think so. I think his lawyers just did a really, let's say, quote unquote, bang up job. And
just to interject, Diddy's lawyers got paid between $10 to $15 million overall.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Yeah, so if you have that type of money, then somebody can talk enough for you to not face your crimes. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if Diddy had a court-appointed lawyer? That would go straight to jail.
Your Honor. They capping.
They cap. Hey man, shout out court-appointed lawyers, but golly, can you imagine, man? Boy, Diddy, I take $1,000 a day. You hire me, I try my best, Brody, but I might even flip on you at the end of the day. I look at the files and be like, Diddy, you do this? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting, Lord, don't pay me to be your lawyer. Don't pay Xevi to be your lawyer. We go to court, I might flip. I look at the victims, I might flip. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, be like, you know what, Your Honor, I can't do this. He did it. They finna arrest me.
Just walk across the room to the other side.
they gonna see me breaking too. They gonna see me. You be like, hey, Teppy, lock in. We try.
I mean, $1,000 is not enough.
Bro, I don't care if
it's not enough.
I don't care if you pay me $1 million a day. I'm breaking. That's why I cannot be a lawyer. I am breaking. When it's like, boy, those crimes are too much for me. Those crimes are absolutely too much. I am absolutely flipping sides. Regardless, let me real quick. Let me say, when it comes to Diddy paying off the jury, I just don't think he would have had the time. How it went from right after the trial to verdict to I don't think he would have the time to have paid anyone off specifically.
He definitely was for witnesses. He was intimidating witnesses.
Oh, was he?
And stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a report on that when the trial was starting.
But jury, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really tough. I think they selected a really good jury for it. It was middle-aged white people. That's what it was. It was
mostly men.
It was middle-aged white people. It was 8 men, 4 women, and Diddy's lawyers points they were making were Diddy's victims Cassie and the Jane Doe that was on the case were doing all this for money. They were complicit in these freaky quote unquote activities. Let's just say in my opinion, that I'm not trying to get too into stereotypes, but that has me thinking that like them picking middle-aged people that have certain values was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like
with the prostitutes and all that type of stuff, it's like, oh, there's like always an implicit, oh, they deserved it type
yeah,
of thing.
Exactly. At the end of the day, Diddy's case had a lot of evidence against him. And I don't even want to say the prosecution dropped the ball on this one. I think Diddy's lawyers were just really good. But actually, I also think with the prosecution, they were a little bit, I don't want to say arrogant, but they really thought they had this one in the bag. We all did. Like, they really had an open and shut case. I feel like they had so much faith that the jury was just going to see, obviously, like this A plus B equals C, you know.
And A plus B did equal C.
A plus B was really looking like C.
I think they underestimated. Yeah, the level of misogyny that could be in this country.
Yeah.
And to the point that I believe the prosecutors, when it came out, who had to say, like, while the jury is deliberating that, even if Cassie said yes 97 times, the 98th time she said no is enough.
Yeah, the judge said that as well. Yeah, the judge said that as well. Now, the misogyny is absolutely a huge factor for sure. It's just, you know, what our world, well, this country specifically, I want to say, is based off. Literally, these defense lawyers, like the really good defense lawyers I've noticed, are literally just amazing psychologists. Because sociologists, like defense lawyers are just amazing sociologists because they know people. They know what like makes them tick. So playing on people's misogyny is huge in that, of course. But a big, like I feel like one of our most powerful emotions, like as humans, is fear. So listening to like how they would like work everything and like make people basically have like a FOMO sense or like a fear of messing up, bro. And like all the cases I've been like reading, I feel like really the really good defense lawyers were just pushing those fear buttons. Like specifically like saying like, you could get this wrong, guys. Hey, is what the prosecution's saying a fact? Or is it their opinion? You know, I feel like in the same vein, it's why people make decisions like voting for Donald Trump. And I mean this respectfully, but you've seen a lot of things at this point that you must have doubts on. But it's always something, you know, it's always something that you say to like put your mind at ease. No. He didn't do that because of he did that because, you know what I'm saying, Manda?
Fear-mongering.
That fear-mongering really like keeps people trapped. Like it keeps people in a mindset of just like cognitive dissonance. That's the word. Cognitive dissonance. Can you say an example of cognitive dissonance, Manda?
Race, which is hilarious, but let me just read the definition. Basically, it's a psychological theory that refers to the mental discomfort or tension a person feels when they hold two or more contradictory beliefs, values, or attitudes, especially when their behavior conflicts with those beliefs. So when you believe something is so true, especially to your core, but you see actions or proof that is not true, it's easier to believe what you know because that is clashing with your belief. So, for example, like a smoker who knows smoking causes cancer but continues to smoke. A person who values honesty but tells a lie to avoid conflict. Yeah. So you'll like say things in your mind that would further your belief even though you may know it's... you see proof that your belief is being challenged. Yeah. Going back to people who voted for Donald Trump even though they may have seen things that... absolutely challenge their belief, like that 17% again that is still saying Donald Trump handled this situation perfectly. Man, I really feel like if this didn't challenge your belief, then you might be into the same things that Jeffrey Epstein and them was into. Because on God, this has to challenge your beliefs a little bit, does it not? Like, you know, but those people are running it back in their head, cognitive dissonance. No. Y'all are all just wrong. Those people were flying in and out of Jeffrey Epstein's island because they were his friends. Donald Trump is his buddy. Like they were going on a Jet 2 holiday. They were going on a Jet 2 holiday. You guys are all wrong. Everybody's wrong. I didn't vote for him for a bad reason. I didn't mess this up.
It's all of you guys. Going back to defense lawyers and a jury, they basically push those cognitive dissonance buttons. Really good defense lawyers, basically, a jury sitting there saying, I am going to vote for what is right. I am going to put somebody in jail if they deserve to go to jail, and I'm going to do the right thing. So a defense lawyer really looks at them and says, you might put an innocent person in jail, by the way. Are you a bad person or are you a good person? I'm giving you reasons telling you Diddy might not have done this, man. It might be the prosecution creating a whole scheme against him. You can put him in jail if you want, but, it's up to you, so.
Yeah. There's that famous quote by Mark Twain that says, it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they've been fooled. I don't know if that applies to what you said, but I just really want to say that.
Wait, I'm a little slow. It's easier to fool.
So
it's easier.
It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they've been fooled. So we can yip and yap all day about like cognitive dissonance and like this is that, but it's almost an uphill battle. It's much easier to fool people.
Yeah, I don't know how much that had to do with the defense lawyer thing
I
said. I feel like,
but I wanted to say it. I thought it was a good quote.
No, I understand. And I feel like if we sit here and think about it, we could make some insane connection. But
sure,
how about we just move on?
I mean, that's fine too.
How about we drop all that stuff we said and just jump to the next topic? Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of talking about Epstein, Diddy, cognitive dissonance, and all that. I want to jump back into something that we could just vibe about. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, why is Megan Thee Stallion dating Klay Thompson?
For those of you that don't know, Amanda is a massive fan of...
Don't even get me started. I've been there since 2019, okay?
For those of you that don't know, Klay Thompson is a basketball player, formerly part of the Splash Brothers, and he's known for having, respectfully, a very funny personality. Like he like seems like very like goofy and all that. So people are like shocked. And I've been looking at you this entire time, like on this camera. For those watching like the YouTube version, I just realized I've been looking at my sister this whole time. Acting like there's not a camera right in front of me. Shout out to the audience. But yeah, Klay Thompson.
He's respectfully a square. Respectfully. I said it with the utmost respect because I like squares.
You can't say respectfully and then call somebody a square.
But I like squares. That's like a certain type, right? But it was just unexpected.
I see. Well, yeah. So there you go. So maybe she likes quote unquote squares too. He seems like that. He seems like a funny dude. Like if you just look up a video of Klay Thompson after this video, trust me, you'll see what I mean. But he seems like a chill dude, chill vibes to be around though. So I think that's probably why she said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna pull this trigger and like hop in with Klay. But it was a shock. It was a shock to people. That's why they've been like running it on news cycles and all
confused. This year is just too shocking for me. I'm exhausted. I can't take it.
Moving on. Hey,
I'm patient.
You was telling me something.
She knows where home is. I'm patient.
You was telling me something else. Actually, I do want to talk about. I want to brush on. I want to talk about SZA and Nicki Minaj getting into like a little scrap, and I want to brush on that because this is not something like I normally talk about in my videos. As y'all know, Xevi don't like drama, right?
Well, I'm African, so I do like drama.
They don't like drama, so I usually like try to like steer away from those as like big topics. But I think with the podcast, I'm gonna like try to touch on most of the things that happen like during the week, So.
Well, actually, this is interesting because I think it might be tying to overall like what we've been talking about. Nicki's been fighting with everybody lately, and SZA being the latest person. It seems like it was just a miscommunication. Like SZA is always tweeting about like the Mercury Moon gems.
SZA like slams. Chill, right?
Yeah, she does not get into beef. She assumed that tweet was about her. Now there's some other things involved. Like she was going on like Nicki, was going on a long rant before that about Jay-Z and Rock Nation, how they owe her money and like how they've been running like basically a smear campaign against her for years. And
let's pause there real quick because that's very interesting actually.
Yeah. So
was she speaking about Tidal specifically?
She owned a 3% stake in it. So when he sold the company, she should have got money off of that. So it could be money from that or also just money from the streams in general because, the way Jay-Z had created Tidal was a whole like, artists first and this and that.
Let me stop there real quick just to like give people a little bit of insight into actually a few things. Nicki Minaj saying that about Jay-Z. People might wonder what she has to do with Jay-Z. So Tidal was a company that Jay-Z opened up. It was basically like a rival to Spotify, Apple Music. And he did this by getting a bunch of artists to join in with them saying, hey, I'm about to pay y'all out. I'm about to pay y'all a lot of money. This is about to be y'all's company too, because I feel like artists are the backbone of streaming, so they should get paid too. Everybody cheered. They said, shout out to Jay-Z.
And it was big artists like Madonna, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, etc.
Rihanna, all that. So he brings them all in. And this is why I feel like if he didn't pay them like he said he was, I can understand how Nicki would be pissed, because she jumped into this thinking that he was doing things for the benefit of artists, right? And I did hear, dang, I forgot the exact details of the topic, but I did hear that, let's just say Jay-Z overpromised. And it seemed like he brought all those artists in just to quickly, immediately sell the company and get the big bucks for himself, Other artists be damned. And a couple artists actually that were on that stage with him promoting Tidal mentioned this. But Jay-Z's super powerful. You don't want to go against him, let's say. So it was just a mention. And, oh, yeah, like, ha, 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 where's my money? You know what I'm saying? But they never harped on it, like, too long. She's probably saying what other artists have said. Jay-Z really went into the Tidal thing and took most of the money for himself and didn't really pay them like he said he was going to pay them.
Okay, so yeah, Nicki Minaj claims that Jay-Z owes her between $100 and $200 million related to her equity stake in Tidal.
Okay, so it is about Tidal. Okay.
Yes. Now, granted,
how much did Tidal sell for? $100 to $200 million?
That's what I'm saying. So Square took a majority stake of $300 million. So it sold for about $300 million. And
wait. If it sold for $300 million, where is Nicki Minaj getting that she's supposed to get paid $200 million? She's
so 300 like last.
So
what's 3% of $300 million? I know it ain't 100.
Yeah, it's.
But I think at least back to the SZA thing. Nicki has been doing a barrage of tweets, and Nicki specifically had been talking about SZA's manager. She also brought up Beyonce, Madonna, Rihanna, and SZA had made a tweet that said, Mercury retrograde, don't take the bait, LOL, silly goose. Now, SZA tweets about stuff like that a lot. She's always talking about the moon, crystals, gem, and the holograms or whatever.
What's Mercury retrograde even mean?
It's an astrology thing. As far as I know, from what like my friends always tell me, because they're really into astrology.
Don't even start, because them folk is going to get you in the comments if you get it wrong.
It just means like communication is like backwards. Like Mercury is, I believe it's a planet that has to do with like communication.
Okay.
So when it's in retrograde, like there's always gonna be like miscommunications or stuff like that.
Okay.
So
she kind of like being chill with it. Okay.
Yeah, so, technology and then
I'm assuming Nicki took this the wrong way. Right?
Yes, but again, SZA tweets stuff like that all the time. So she probably wasn't even talking about Nicki, but Nicki had assumed that she was, and like went on a whole barrage. Like
I want to know who upped the stakes. I want to know who upped the ante.
Well, who
upped the stakes to calling somebody out their name.
Well,
like
Nicki's.
Huh?
You mind if I finish? Or?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So Nicki responded, starting with, go draw your freckles back on Buki.
Ah!
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Hey, yo, now that's a stake upper.
Sounding like an effing dead dog.
She just upped the stake. Wait. She said Mercury's in retrograde, and then Nicki Minaj empty the clip.
Yeah, that's about it. Looking and sounding like she got stung by a bee. Like,
no, that's crazy.
And
SZA has a very soothing voice. I don't know what she means by that, but
I mean, SZA is just, she doesn't get into online beef. So SZA was definitely confused. So she had replied, was like, I don't give a F about none of that weird blank you popping, and that was it. And just like, she said also. So anyways, she continued by saying, I get bullied by millions online every day, then step my ass out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love in real life.
I feel like that's also like a little bit of a shade because
I think it's a shade.
Yeah, in the industry currently, as many may know, SZA is on top. There's, not many people can sell out stadiums. And SZA is one of those people that can sell out stadiums. Nicki Minaj respectfully, and I really do mean this respectfully, is at a point in her career where I don't think she can sell out a stadium. It's just how fan bases go, how trends go in music.
That's how it is. I mean,
yeah, it's just how it is. So Nicki Minaj currently cannot sell out a stadium without being adjacent, probably to like another big artist.
Now, granted, SZA was on tour with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but
that probably helped.
Yeah, you gotta understand that SZA and Kendrick Lamar both alone can absolutely sell out stadiums. This was just a joint tour to make it bigger. But Kendrick Lamar and SZA have both absolutely sold out their own stadiums. Their fan bases are massive. I'm not saying this as a fan. I'm just saying this as straight up statistics. And they're amongst the few, especially black artists, that can do that. Thinking off top, black artists, it might only be SZA and Kendrick. God,
Rihanna can sell out a stadium.
Rihanna can sell out a stadium.
Beyonce can sell out a
stadium. Yeah. No, there's a few black artists. There's many.
Yeah, Jay-Z, I don't know.
I don't think Jay-Z can nowadays. I don't think he can. If he's in New York, you got him unks with a sideways Rock Nation cap. Brooklyn type,
Not the side beanie.
How many of them folks are there? I don't think there's 30,000 of them. So yeah, he probably not selling out a stadium at this point in his career. Back in the day, yeah, absolutely. Drake, I wonder if he can.
Maybe not right now, because over there overseas talking about British people are better rappers than America.
Oh, that's what
whatever that
Drake
means.
Said?
Yeah, he's in
British
London.
fucking spit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I don't know about better, but like they could spit.
Sure.
I feel like you got good rappers and
you got five. You got a couple.
Everywhere.
Okay, Dave.
Oh no, Dave crazy.
Cool.
Dave,
yes.
Dave absolutely top 5.
Yeah,
top
England.
5 on the planet.
Y'all got Dave. Cool, but like
Central
to say that they're
Central C can spit. We're getting too off topic.
You're right.
Yes.
But that was the crazy statement. Like to say they're just better than American rappers.
Regardless, SZA saying that stadium thing probably hit Nicki way harder than most people could probably believe. Trust me when I say, like, when you were selling stadiums in the past, when you was on top of the world, and now you're at a point where you try to sell a stadium, and then your manager got to call you and say, we didn't sell all the tickets. You got to sit there and say, what? That's like a huge point where you see my career isn't like how it used to be. And I'm absolutely sure Nicki has seen that. So SZA, but again, main point is SZA saying that concert thing isn't as innocent as most people get.
That was definitely shade.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta shoot back, and they talk about you fake. But she threw in a shot, y'all. Is what I'm trying to say. She threw in a shot. Said, I'm finna go out to my sold out concert tour, all that. Where you going, Nicki? You going to your sold out concert?
Where you going? I'm about the bar.
She threw in a shot.
Bar's about to eat us all up.
She threw in a shot.
I mean, yeah. So Nicki started going off on a whole tirade after that.
Yeah, because she was probably pissed.
Yes. But all this to say basically that there's been a big conversation now about how the Barbs are basically MAGA of the music industry.
Okay, interesting.
The Barbs tend to be younger. They tend to be more rabid and doxing people and showing up to people's homes.
They're like Nicki Minaj's super fans.
Yeah, past that though.
It goes back to that cult-like thing we were talking about.
Yeah, very cult-like. They have a leader who speaks and it is the word of God basically, regardless of whatever facts that pursue that. The delusion, the cognitive dissonance, all of that it's almost a mirror to the MAGA supporters, which is really interesting. Yeah,
that's interesting. I feel like at a certain point, it's just human nature. It's just how we're kind of built.
It's a shame because I think Nicki has like some good points in a lot of stuff she's saying, especially with Jay-Z. But
it's getting like drowned out, getting lost in the sauce.
Yeah, just getting lost in the sauce, and like let's focus on what is actually true. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting point. I feel like
was it?
I think so. I think so. I think us as humans just getting lost, getting the truth mixed up by getting like pushed into all these tangents like we keep doing in this video. It's a perfect metaphor for life in a sense, you know. Like, it's like, you know, you hear the truth of something and you want to stick to it, but I feel like it's like a tactic, bear with me here, let me land, used like by those folks that we're talking about a lot, those cult leaders like Donald Trump and his fans. It's what he tried to do with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, where it's like, the truth is most people want to see that Jeffrey Epstein client list, and then he tries to bring people to, it's the Democrats, you know, trying to lose people in the sauce. Maybe he got a few people in that sauce. And then he brings it up to like, so y'all not real fans? Y'all, I thought we was in this together, trying to lose people in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? The main point was people want to see the Epstein client list. You know, I feel like little tiny distractions can pull people apart.
Yeah.
Like this whole, hold on, like this whole subject. Because, girl, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I distracted my damn self. I'm my own op. What?
It just kind of goes to what you're saying about distractions about when all the Epstein file stuff was happening, and Trump was just like, there's just so much going on in the world right now.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So he's trying to pull people into
what's going
the
on in
sauce.
Texas over there?
Yeah. Trying to pull people into the sauce.
Release the damn PDF files.
Yeah. So, you know, we were talking about Nicki Minaj. There was like some truth into what she was saying, you believe, and you know, people getting lost in the sauce, pulled here. She mentioned SZA and it's done. Forget that truth. Forget Jay-Z might owe her a stack of cash. Jay-Z might be ripping off artists, this and that. No. What'd she say about SZA?
Yeah.
We gone. You know what I'm saying?
And just a bunch of other stuff she was saying about Jay-Z has an illegitimate child.
Oh, yeah. We getting lost in the sauce. We gone.
Focus.
We gone. Can't focus no more, girl. You was talking about how much he owe you. Wait. Forget all that. You said he got an illegitimate child. You know what I'm saying? Like, we getting pulled away. She her own op in that situation, to be fair. But regardless, let's end it here. Because, girl, we've been rambling.
What were we?
We've been rambling.
This podcast is gonna be rough, guys. It's our first one back in a while. Okay, this one's rough.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, hey, we here. But I do want to bring up what I was mentioning earlier. I do want to thank y'all again. I do want to thank y'all again for all the kind comments and condolences that you guys were sending in the DMs and the comments. For those of you that don't know, my sister and I, our mother passed away. You know, I'm getting a lot of DMs of people relating to the situation, sharing their stories, and it's really heartwarming, man. It really
it's still really fresh, obviously.
Yeah.
But just reading those comments in the YouTube comments, and like Xevi just telling me about the DMs that he was receiving from celebrities, even just, you know, being like, take your time and just understanding like where we're coming from. It's been obviously extremely difficult. Shout out to our therapists, for real. But knowing that there is a community behind us.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what it like made me see, like the community of it. That was like huge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, people were just replying, like somebody would be like, oh, where's the video? And someone would be like, oh, like, you know, Steve's mom passed, like, you know, let's like give them some time. So it almost feels like you guys protect us in a way, and I truly appreciated that.
Truly appreciate it.
You guys have no idea how much it meant to read your comments during, you know.
Yeah. So thank you guys, man. Thank you guys, truly. Thank you guys. And for anybody going through a similar situation, you know, I'm here for you too, man. So, you know, I get it.
We'll all be here for each other.
Yeah. But with that being said, we'll end it here. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, then shout out to you. You got a lot of patience. We was gone.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But regardless, see ya.